Have you ever done something the same way for 40, maybe even 50 years, without ever questioning it, only to realize, one day, it might be doing you more harm than good? That's what happened to one of my patients, a 72-year-old man who walked into my office looking uneasy. His labs were perfect. He wasn't on any medication. No signs of illness. But something didn't feel right, and he knew it. He lowered his voice, glanced at the floor, and said, "Doc, I think I'm doing something wrong, but I don't know what it is. I've been doing it the same way since I was 20. It always felt normal, until now." And he wasn't talking about food, or exercise, he was talking about masturbation. I'm Dr. Sarah Mitchell. I've spent over 25 years working as a geriatric urologist, helping seniors preserve their sexual health, confidence, and vitality. And here's what I've learned. Masturbation, like every other bodily function, changes as we age. It's not the act itself that causes harm, it's the way it's done. For decades, you may have used the same techniques, the same habits, and the same assumptions, without realizing that your body, your brain, and your hormones have changed completely. You've probably heard it said that masturbation is universally healthy. And yes, for the most part, it is. But past 60? The rules shift. And for many, what once helped you feel relaxed, energized, and connected, may now be leaving you numb, drained, and confused. In this video, we're going to uncover 7 masturbation mistakes that silently harm seniors. Mistakes that affect not just sexual function, but circulation, sleep, mood, intimacy, and even long-term organ health. Especially mistake number 6. It's the one that most people don't just get wrong, they double down on it year after year, never realizing the damage it causes until it's nearly irreversible. But the good news? Every one of these mistakes can be unlearned, reversed, healed. So whether you're 60, 70, 80, or beyond, this isn't about shame. This is about reconnecting to your body in a way that feels nourishing again. And making sure the most private part of your health doesn't become the most neglected. Let's begin. Let's start with what may be the most overlooked, and most damaging, mistake of all. Using pornography as your primary form of sexual stimulation. Now don't get me wrong. I'm not here to judge. I've had hundreds of patients tell me the same thing. "Doctor, I'm not addicted. I just use it to get in the mood." That makes sense, at first glance. But here's what we now know from neuroscience. As we age, the dopamine system in the brain changes. You naturally produce less dopamine, and your receptors become less sensitive. That means you need more stimulation to feel the same level of arousal or reward. Now think about modern pornography. It's not like it was 30 or 40 years ago. Today's content is highly stimulating, fast-paced, extreme, intense. It floods your brain with dopamine. For younger people, that's already an issue. But for older adults? It's even more dangerous. Because when you flood your aging brain with unnatural levels of dopamine, your nervous system adapts. It downregulates your sensitivity. Over time, you feel less from touch. Less from intimacy. Less from your own body. What started as a way to help arouse you now becomes a crutch. One that makes natural stimulation feel boring or ineffective. I've had seniors tell me, "Doctor, I can't even climax unless I have a screen on." That's desensitization. And it's not just neurological. It's emotional, too. You begin to compare your body, your 70-year-old, beautiful, aging body, to a 25-year-old actor. You start to expect performance, sensations, and outcomes that no longer match your physiology. And that comparison can quietly erode your confidence. So what's the solution? It's not necessarily to quit cold turkey. It's to recondition your brain, gently. Switch from high-intensity videos to slower material. Use your imagination. Take a 30-day break and see what sensations return. Just like ears ringing after a loud concert, your brain needs time to recalibrate. Let's talk about privacy. Many older adults live with family, caregivers, or in assisted living settings. The bathroom often becomes the one space that feels secure, where you can lock a door and be alone. But here's the problem. Sitting on the toilet, especially in a slouched, compressed position, restricts circulation to your pelvic region. And if you're spending 15, 20, even 30 minutes there during self-stimulation, you're starving your tissues of blood flow. Blood flow isn't optional. It's essential for arousal, for climax, and for the health of your genitals, prostate, and pelvic floor. For men, this pressure can aggravate the prostate. It increases inflammation and contributes to dribbling, weak flow, even painful ejaculation. For women, it tightens pelvic muscles, disrupts nerve pathways, and leads to issues like incontinence and decreased sensation. There's also a hygiene concern. Bathrooms, no matter how clean, carry bacterial risk, especially if you're stimulating near sensitive tissue. So what's the fix? If privacy is the main concern, find alternative spaces. A locked bedroom, a recliner, even lying flat on a towel. The key is this: avoid compressing your core. Let blood flow. Support your posture. Your body isn't a machine. It needs space to breathe, move, and circulate. Many seniors tell me, "I just want to get it over with." Masturbation becomes a task, a quick release, not an experience. And here's the hidden danger in that. When you rush through stimulation, your body triggers the stress response. Your heart rate spikes. Cortisol surges. You go from zero to climax in minutes, and the nervous system interprets it as urgency, not pleasure. Instead of triggering oxytocin, endorphins, and serotonin, your body misses the full cascade of hormones that help you feel calm, connected, and satisfied. Even worse? Your nerves begin to expect shallow, high-speed stimulation, which makes it harder to feel arousal at all, especially during slow, intimate encounters. You're training your body to chase the finish line instead of enjoying the journey. The solution? Treat self-pleasure like a massage or meditation. Set aside time. Breathe deeply. Explore different types of touch. Stay curious. The goal isn't orgasm. It's presence. Over time, you'll notice arousal becomes more spontaneous, sensitivity returns, and satisfaction lasts longer. Most people don't learn about the pelvic floor until something goes wrong. But this group of muscles, from the pubic bone to the tailbone, controls everything from urination to climax. When you were younger, these muscles were likely strong, engaged, and responsive. But decades of sitting, poor posture, and unconscious habits can weaken or tense them, without you realizing. For men, weak pelvic floors contribute to erectile dysfunction, dribbling, decreased ejaculatory force. For women, incontinence, vaginal laxity, painful climax. But here's the good news. These muscles respond quickly to training, even at 75 or 80. Start by learning to engage them. Try the stop your pee technique. Tighten those deep internal muscles, hold for 3 to 5 seconds, then release. Do this throughout the day, seated, walking, lying down. And during masturbation? Coordinate light pelvic contractions with your rhythm. Not squeezing, just lifting. You'll notice stronger sensations, improved bladder control, and more control during climax. Here's one of the most frequent questions I hear. How often should I be doing this? There's no one-size-fits-all answer. But extremes, too often or not at all, can both be harmful. Some seniors masturbate multiple times daily. It becomes a habit, something they do out of boredom or routine. But too much stimulation, especially without rest, leads to fatigue, inflammation, and disinterest in real intimacy. On the other end, many seniors stop entirely. They lose the habit due to illness, grief, or shame. And the body slowly forgets how to feel pleasure. Without regular arousal, tissues atrophy. Blood flow decreases. Nerves desensitize. The sweet spot? For most, 1 to 3 times per week supports circulation, mood, and connection without overstimulation. Ask yourself, do I feel restored after? Or depleted? Do I feel more connected, or more numb? Let your body lead. This is the mistake that causes the most irreversible damage, and the one most people don't even realize they're making. As sensation fades with age, many compensate by applying more force. Tighter grip. More friction. Stronger vibration. But here's the problem. Excess pressure damages nerve endings. It creates scar tissue. It reduces elasticity. In men, it can lead to erectile dysfunction, Peyronie's disease, loss of sensitivity. In women, literal numbness, tissue irritation, reduced arousal response. The worst part? It trains your brain to only respond to intense stimulation, making human touch feel inadequate. The fix? Use gentler touch. Vary your movements. Incorporate temperature, breath, or rhythm. And most importantly, give yourself time to recover. Sometimes a 7 to 14-day break can reset sensitivity. Treat your body like a partner, not a machine. Last, but so important, is the emotional disconnect. Many seniors have quietly turned masturbation into a routine, devoid of intimacy, intention, or emotion. It becomes a habit without meaning. And over time, it can make you feel more lonely, not less. But when sexual activity lacks emotional engagement, your brain stops releasing the full spectrum of feel-good chemicals. You climax, but feel flat. Or worse, guilty, ashamed, or empty. The solution? Turn self-pleasure into a ritual. Light a candle. Use music or scents. Breathe deeply. Express gratitude to your body. Bring your mind and heart into the moment. You deserve to feel whole, not just relieved. So, what now? First, don't feel discouraged. If you recognize 2, 3, or even all 7 of these mistakes, you're not broken. You're human. These habits were never taught. You learned them in secret. Now it's time to unlearn them, gently. Start by changing one thing. Slow down, reduce pressure, skip the screen, connect emotionally, try a new position, and listen. Really listen to your body. Because your sexual wellness is still yours. Don't give up on it. Don't shame it. Honor it. Because your body still remembers how to feel, it just needs permission.